Good morning. Thank you for watching. You are watching the Community Outreach Update Show here at Muskegon Community College. And I am your host, Mary Ann Williams, Course Coordinator for Continuing Education. Today we are just honored to have with us Mrs. Sherry Burt, Warden of Muskegon Correctional Facility. Mrs. Burt oversees the operation at the facility that houses 1,294 residents. Well, thank you, Warden Burt, for taking time to be with us today and on such a wintry, cold morning as well. I'm excited to hear what you have to share with us. Can you first tell us a little bit about yourself and what your vision is for the facility?
Okay, first of all, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I was born and raised in Muskegon, so I'm a native here. I decided to come back to Muskegon to be with my parents. I had the opportunity to reopen the Muskegon Correctional Facility last October, and the Muskegon Correctional Facility, as you say, houses 1,294 men. It is a level 2 facility. Was the first prison here with the Department of Corrections to pilot the 12-hour shifts for correctional officers, and that is going very well. We also are piloting a faith-based program, which is a housing unit consists of 160 men, and they are studying under prison fellowship, and basically the program consists of changing and building your character. My vision for the prison in itself is that I want a prison that is full of programs, productive programs that will give the guys the opportunity to develop the skills that they need to return to their community. And we have been blessed working hand in hand with Prison Fellowship to bring in a number of great programs into our facility, and they all go hand in hand. Teaching the guys to take on a positive attitude, to make good choices in their lives, and to become successful once they re-enter into society. And also the Department of Corrections has a lot of good programs that we also are offering that are building up on those same programs. So our vision at Muskegon Correctional Facility is for re-entry back into community with the tools that are needed to be a success.
And that's a great thing because we want them to be able to come back to have a positive way of living. So we appreciate your efforts and what you're doing there. Now, I believe, Warden, that you're in the midst of working with Muskegon Community College and the Continuing Education Office to bring educational training to your residents. Can you tell us a little bit about this program?
Okay, let me just say this first. A number of years ago, corrections used to be involved with college programs, and unfortunately that was discontinued, and now the opportunity is here again. So once I got here to Muskegon, I made contact with the college in hopes of starting college programs. We're going to have our orientation on the 10th, in which I think we got about 250 guys that will be attending that are interested in taking college courses. One of the things that we decided was, first we want to make sure the guys are truly interested in college programs. So the first course that we will be offering, which will be in the personal communications, personal presentation, cultural diversity, community resources, and career assessment. And I believe this will give the guys a good understanding of what college programs consist of. And for those that are truly interested, it will kind of weed out those that are just there going through the motions. So I think this is a great partnership. I think that everybody needs an education, and I think the men in the prison system also need that opportunity to have an education. So I'm looking forward to this program. I think it will be an enrichment program. I think it's a great partnership for the Department of Corrections as well as for Muskegon Community College. And I hope that we will have an ongoing relationship.
Wonderful, and I'm looking forward to that as well, and servicing and meeting the needs of the community. And I believe that you share in our thoughts that education will help so that you may not see these same residents again. Will help them, lead them to a more positive way so that they can look at life a little differently. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that. Now, will all residents be able to attend these classes? Or I think I heard you say that you'll give them opportunity to come to the orientation, and then they'll kind of weed out those who are really interested and those who are not. So what is the criteria of the admissions for the students?
Basically, everyone will have the opportunity. We're also going to look at misconduct records to see if you have picked up a lot of tickets. We would like you to be anywhere from 6 months to 12 months misconduct free, but other than that, everyone will have the opportunity. The major key is whether or not you have the funds to pay for your own classes. But we also want, especially for the first group, guys who are truly interested. So we're going to sit down and talk with each guy, interview them to determine what their real interests and why they want to continue their education, so that we want a successful program. We want the first group to set the pace for the rest of the men.
And you mentioned the types of classes that they will be offered, and you believe that these classes, can tell us a little bit about what you expect the residents to take away from these courses?
First, have a positive attitude and have a commitment to the program. I'm hoping that especially things like career assessment will give them an idea of exactly how to develop and how to plan for their future. It will also help them with organizational skills, communication skills, teamwork, and just help them to develop their character and stay positive and work towards their future. So I'm hoping that this program will, for those that are going to have the opportunity to be released, will make them look positive at their future. And hopefully, if they get some classes under their belt while they are incarcerated, that they will continue their education once they are released.
And that's a great way to look at that, the first step in getting more out of life. Now, how will the residents pay for this? We understand that there is a fee, and how will they have to pay for this?
Well, they will have to pay for the classes themselves. So some of them, they have jobs. They don't make a lot of money. Some of them have had the opportunity to work in our industries where they do have a little more money. And a lot of the guys do save their money. So they may be paying it from their own personal funds, or hopefully their families will assist them in the payment. We do have a number of guys at this time that do take correspondence courses, college level, and a lot of their families provide the funding.
Oh, wonderful.
But the funding will be paid for by themselves or by a family member.
And that will certainly indicate that they are serious about making this start. And what other opportunities might be available for the students after this program? I think that you had expressed an interest for them to move on further. And what are those opportunities?
Well, I'm hoping that we can continue with real additional college classes so that they can work towards getting a degree, a 2-year degree, perhaps even a bachelor degree. I'm also hoping that we can increase our partnership, and I would like to do some things like the University of Michigan does on the other side of the state, creative writing, poetry, different programs like that, theater, that if we can get volunteers from the college to come in and help us with those types of programs. I've also found those types of programs have served to also build character in the men. So I'm just looking at all the opportunities that the college has to offer, and hopefully that we can have the opportunity to become involved, as many opportunities with MCC to enrich our environment in the prison.
And that is so well said, because once you enrich the opportunities and the mindset of those who are residents, that will also help enrich the community as well. And with community college, I believe that we are really willing to work with you with anything that we have coming up. Can you explain to us what does the level 2 actually mean?
A level 2 is basically based on how much time you have left to do in prison, and also on your management level. And what that means is that basically you're doing pretty good time, avoiding a lot of tickets, and therefore you score out as a level 2. Level 2 has a little bit more opportunities, or I should say, yeah, opportunities is a good choice, than what a level 4, which is a higher custody level. So in a level 2 prison, we do offer a lot of different things for the men to become involved in. So it's just a lower level of custody.
Can you tell us who the instructor is?
I know her first name is Mary, and I can't think of her last name right now,
okay.
but she was our guest speaker at our graduation, and she did an outstanding job. And I think with her positive attitude and what she shared at the graduation, I think she will be an outstanding instructor.
Well, wonderful. And we do pride ourselves at MCC on have some of the highest qualified and personable instructors. So we're very pleased that we've been chosen to partner with you. And before we leave the air, is there any other things that you'd like to share with us about the community or your facility, or just in general? I think that maybe some young person listening today might want to find how could they become a warden, and where should they start with their education?
When I started with corrections, I had no idea what I was walking into. Basically, after I graduated from college, I was simply looking for a job, and my field was social work, and at that point in time, the field was full. And so I met someone that directed me to corrections, and my primary goal was to just stay there until I could get into social work. But what I found, corrections is a lot like social work. I started as an officer. I worked my way up through the ranks, from an officer to a classification director, treatment director, then assistant deputy director, and finally warden. You know, it's an interesting job. It can be a stressful job, and it's a job that you have to enjoy people. Not only working with the prisoners there, but also the staff. You know, I have a staff of about 300, have a budget of $28 million, and it keeps you busy. My hours are long hours. Most of my days are 10-hour days. But it's been a great career. I think for people who are interested in working in corrections, you have to have a desire to work with people. You have to have patience, you have to be a good listener, you have to be a good communicator, but most of all, you have to enjoy working with people. And I think you also have to have a commitment that you want to see change in individuals. Corrections is more than just incarceration. It's easy to warehouse, but our goal has to be that we want to make a difference, and we want to send a person back to the community better than what they are. And I do truly believe in programming. I believe it makes a difference. I believe that education makes a difference. But it also has to be a positive program that is productive, and you also have to have people that can touch the prisoners, that can have an impact. And in corrections, you also have to be a role model. You cannot say you should do this and you turn around and your behavior is simply the opposite of that, because as we know, people watch what we do.
Yes.
And so we truly have to be role models. But I think it is a great career opportunity. I think that it's good to go up through the ranks, because then you see all sides of correction. So starting as an officer, you have to get in touch, go on the civil service website, you have to have certain college credits, make sure you get those college credits, and then get in touch with the Department of Corrections to get on our waiting list to become an officer, and then determine which way you want to go, custody or treatment, and go up through the ranks.
Wonderful. So what I can hear from this is that education is the key to getting to where you want to be, and any other young person that's listening can do the same if they just start with the education. And we certainly admire your tenacity and the job that you've done, and we thank you so much. Any closing remarks that you have for us?
I just thank you for inviting me out today, and I also truly do appreciate the opportunity that we have to work with MCC, and I'm looking forward to that great, I'm going to call it an investment. It's an investment for the prison, and it's also an investment into the prisoner's future.
Well, thank you. Again, you've been listening to the interview with Mrs. Sherry Burt, who is the warden at Muskegon Correctional Facility. And we are very happy that she has joined us today. And if you would like to view this, just visit www.muskegoncc.edu/CE. We thank you for listening, and you can have everything you need educational-wise right here at Muskegon Community College. Again, I'm Mary Ann Williams. Thank you. Have a great day.